Hello, this is D'Angelo with I'll Tell the Studio. Do me a favor, please like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel. Hit the notification bell so you will be notified whenever we post new content. We're here with I'll Tell It with Pastor Dee and Lady Bri.
That's right. Hey, y'all.
All right, so we're logging on to do our Pastor Dee and Lady Bri today, and we're going to talk a little bit about relationships, and from the single stage to the engaged to the happily ever after, right? The marriage, the wonderful goal that I hope everyone is still after, and that is the goal of marriage, right? I hope that is what you're seeking after if you're dating, and that is to be married and to be happily married. So the single life is exactly what it says. It's a dollar bill. You're single and you're dating, and sometimes you get involved in relationships that you find out
doesn't work.
Didn't work out. Right. Wasn't what you wanted. That person wasn't who you thought they were. Maybe they changed up on you, and so dating and it's not like it was. And I can say this now because I'm older.
Yeah.
From what I see from watching Pop the Balloon, dating is not the same anymore. It's
tough.
7 years.
Tough for sure.
Yeah.
And we have single friends, so
it's definitely a hard market out there.
They are struggling a bit.
Yeah. It's a hard market. It's a hard market. People are tough now, and they have these, and sometimes we're going to talk about, tonight is the unrealistic expectations that comes with dating, and what to look for, what to watch out for while you're dating, looking for, hopefully your soulmate and not a one night stand. If you're saved and not a fling and not, not I'm just having fun. I hope you're dating with the intention of marriage, and I hope you've instituted that in the beginning, so that way that person understands coming in, this is the expectation, and we're going to build up to this point. Right? So dating, my wife was dating.
And I will say too, I see this comment a bit like, marriage isn't for everyone. With people who have dated each other for years. Yeah. You should be married. I mean, you've been together for years, especially 10, 15 years, and you're not married. I'm sorry. That whole excuse of marriage isn't for everyone is a poor excuse. Yeah. Like, I feel like if marriage isn't for everyone, then don't date at all, right? That's a good point. It's not for you, then don't date. Be single, be to yourself. I mean, the Bible talks about that too, about being without anyone and being just by yourself and just having a community of friends, and that's it. But in reality,
definitely want to talk to D'Angelo.
In reality, dating should lead to marriage. That whole excuse of like marriage isn't for everyone, that you shouldn't be dating. If you feel that way.
Very good point. We got someone signed on. Our cousin. Hey, cousin.
Hey.
How are you?
Hey, Nina. How are you?
I haven't seen you guys in forever.
I know, right? Hopefully see you soon.
Hopefully everyone is doing well out there, and I think still Lafayette, Indiana. So yeah, you were dating. Should I start first on my dating selection, or you want to start on your dating selection?
It doesn't matter. I mean, I dated, and during that time period, I was just dating. Like, I wasn't really serious with anyone or trying to be serious until I found the right person to be serious with. So it's nothing wrong with like meeting people, getting to know them over coffee or a walk or a restaurant, however you feel the need to get to know someone through conversation, see what they're about, learn their red flags if they have any, and go from there. But that's my thing. If you're not if you're not definitely with someone, then just dating and getting to know people and talking to people, not sleeping around, but just getting to know them to the point of like, yeah, I like you. Let's see where this goes, and then, go from there. But
that's good. For some reason, the camera is kind of glowing on you. You're just glowing. Insider. The dating, when I was dating people, I was dating, and I've always had the intention of marriage. Most of you that know me know that I was previously married before, and Isaiah was birthed out of marriage, just in case inquiring minds want to know. And I was young. I was 21, at the time, and during that time period, right, we were, can safely say now, both rather immature in some areas, some things that we needed to, be more developed in. Well, I'll just speak for myself, right? I'll just speak for me. I was immature in some areas I needed to develop in more, and yeah, and so after dating and marrying my ex-wife, my dating market had to change a little bit because I have a son now, right? So I can't just date anybody, and he was my, I won't say buffer. He was my deciding factor on who I would, say, who would I get on one knees for and ask them to marry me. Because if you don't accept my son, you don't accept me. Right, he is an extension of me. Can't disappear. He can't go anywhere. So people will be like, you shouldn't bring your son in so soon while you're dating somebody. Well, my philosophy is I want to see how you acting out. I don't want to waste months and months later and then find out you're scum of the earth to my son. And now I don't fell in love with you and there's feelings attached now and things like that. And now I got to break it off because ultimately Isaiah at that point in my life, he had to come first because he's my son. So after I got, divorced and with going through the dating market, he had to appear so that people would know the man has a son, and I needed that to be kind of clear up front and not hide him like some people do. So if you all are out there doing that stuff, don't do that stuff. Don't be hiding your kids and then pop out the blue and like, yeah, I just want to let you know I got 3 kids.
Yeah. I mean, that should be disclosed up front for sure.
Should definitely be disclosed. But you'd be surprised when people try to hide stuff.
Yeah.
Because they love the person and they think that they're going to, this area is going to grow on them, and many times it doesn't.
I would just err on the side of caution with introducing people to children, just because that person may not be around that long. So like, you just want to make sure that you're considering them being around for a long time. I think that would be my only thing with that. For sure.
That's one of our slight disagreements, which is okay. And I was just, maybe a park run or something. And I know many people out there may side with my wife because most people side with her when it comes to us. And it's okay. But yeah, so you have children out there and you're dating. That's another topic of conversation, right? If you're dating, if you're single, if it's just you, my wife had a rule. You want to tell them what that rule was back when you were dating, back in the day, back then?
Yeah, I didn't want to date anyone with kids because I didn't have kids.
Took that down.
We touched on that last time.
A little bit, but
that it just wasn't. It wasn't for me at the time. Like I just felt like I wanted to start fresh. Most people do when they're single and they don't have kids. Many people say that, like they want to start fresh with a person, just because like. Unfortunately, many times people who have kids, they have a bad rep when it comes to like the child's other parents. So whether it be the mother or the father, like a lot of times, like people have their thoughts. They think that maybe the mother's child is drama filled, or the father's child wants to get back with the mom or wants to mess around with the mom. So it's just like a lot of caution there, and I think it can be very valid for some people in some situations for sure, and I understand that. But yeah, that's just where I was, and I don't see anything wrong with if that's somebody's standard, if that's what they want. But sometimes some things aside from that, other things can be like superficial, like height. People, I hear that a lot, like I want someone 6 feet.
Good luck.
Like, do you know how many people are actually 6 feet and over?
Small.
Not a lot of people. So that dating pool is quite tight.
Tight. Hey,
tight.
Best decision you ever made. Of course,
hey, Mama Jones.
I love this lady. Okay, you could at least say that you love your son too.
I love you too.
To hear it. Yeah. So that dynamic in dating is something that is very serious, you all, and you should enter it into it. If you can't do it, don't force yourself, right? But if you know that there's some things, right? Because many times when we're in the dating world, we're single, we're giving our minds, what we think we want. And sometimes you really don't know what you want until you have experienced things, until you have gone through and like, okay, I said I didn't want this. Now I realize this is not as bad as I thought it was, right? And then sometimes you go into it with the total opposite. Like, I should have stuck to my guns.
Yeah.
I shouldn't have did it. And it's devastating. So I say to people a lot of times, things will work if you work it. Things will work if you, this is Christian based. Well, not Christian based. Jesus is our life over here. So, being saved, we recognize that, we have to handle things in a Christ-like manner, right? Have the mind of Christ in everything that we do. So especially if you're dating out there, and you're saved, you should have the mind of Christ even while you're dating, and you should look for those attributes in the person you're dating. So number one, first and foremost, rule of dating and being saved is you should not be looking for nobody that's not saved.
Yes. Please stop that.
Off the table for discussion.
I see that on Pop the Balloon.
You should go again.
Stop.
Okay, can you say something about your son? Something about your son. That would be wonderful on here so that I know that I'm not a bad guy. Love you, Mom. Okay, so sorry, I cut you off. You said pop the balloon.
Yes. Like, stop with the whole, like, if you know you're saved and you want somebody saved, don't sway from that. Stay on top of that.
Don't compromise that.
Yeah.
And then, because I've watched that show. It's very comical to me. Hey, I love you, son. Thanks, mommy. It's very comical to me because I see people say, I want to, the man gotta love Jesus. He's got to be a God-fearing man. He got to love the Lord. And then the man comes out that's 6 foot tall, dark skin, pretty teeth, nice hair, nicely built. And he tells you, yeah, I'm figuring it out. Okay, well, we can work that thing together. The heck is wrong with your mind? You just said, I want a God-fearing man, somebody that loves the Lord, somebody that goes to Sunday school, and somebody that goes to BTU, and then this, Neanderthal comes out there and sways you from that. And then it what it does, you all out there as believers, is it makes us look weak as believers, and that we'll settle for anything just to be happy.
Yeah.
That's the impression, at least it gives me. It makes us look like we're weak and we're just settling for something because of the image. And the Bible is so clear about image and about love of oneself and the outside, right? Man looketh upon the outward appearance, but God sees the heart. And so many times we're only looking at the outside of a person and not the inside. Okay, what is your prayer life like? Do you love the Lord? Are you committed? Are you not just watching virtual church?
Right. And saying you go to church.
And saying Pastor Dollar is your pastor.
Stop.
Whom you can blend into because he has 20,000 some members.
Right.
And probably wouldn't even know the name of his church.
And asking what's your horoscopes.
Yeah.
Stop. If you're a Christian.
How do you ask that question and you're a Christian? And then
Christians don't ask that question.
I tried it. Trust me, it didn't work.
Right.
It's true. He was very nice, but he didn't know God
at all.
And wasn't trying to know God either.
And most times they don't.
They don't.
And people think they could change somebody's mind.
And you cannot
do that.
Unless the Holy Spirit is guiding and that person, right, is ready. And sometimes you can be that drawing card, or not the drawing card, but you can be the one that is watering what something has already been planted in that person, and God brings the increase. That's different. That's different. But hold on, what is? Gosh, I'm almost on fire tonight, baby. Best side Baptist. Yep. And telling you that they go to church, and if you're telling me you are a believer and you go to church, I want to know the name of your pastor. I want to know the name of your first lady. I want to know a whole bunch of stuff about you. And I want to
Are you involved in your church?
Are you involved in church?
Like, what do you do, like, at your church?
And
some people can go to church.
That you got to be a preacher. No one's saying that you should be involved in the helps or the.
A lot of churches have different ministries and things that they do. Whether it's the youth. Most churches have food pantries, singles ministries. Putting together events,
a bunch of stuff going on. So what are you doing
in church?
You say you're going to church, but what exactly are you participating, or are you just going and you're blending in and you're leaving? Now, we're not saying that you have to participate in church, right? We're not saying that. We're saying
you want to just see if they're active,
where they're at, and if they are in fact involved in church. So that's one first primary elementary thing. And if you're dating somebody right now who ain't saved, You better reevaluate it, because what is known to happen is we do stuff and then we expect people to change, right? We'll say, well, I'm marrying you.
Yeah.
I thought you was going to go to church more.
Right.
Come on, we got to exercise common sense here, people. You can't expect that, because all he got to say is, I never told you that. Mm-hmm. See, a lot of times we talk stuff over in our minds and we want it to play out a certain way.
Yeah.
And when it doesn't, it's detrimental.
And I will say it is harder for my ladies, because a lot of men now, he would text me. Oh my gosh, that's horrible.
Well, you can't be exploiting people's business. This is a drama-free platform. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, a lot of times now we see not enough men in church. Very like true. It used to be. One guy, I was watching a TikTok last night, and this one guy said how he was pondering on how, like, he asked this guy in the elevator, like, he was talking to him, and he said that he was waiting on his wife to get out of church, and he said he just thought about that, like, that literally, the guy that was talking to the guy in the elevator was just like, that really baffled his mind. Like, he goes to church, he's an active church member, he's saved, and he was just like,
he's baffled his
he was just like, I don't understand. Like, he was just like, he didn't know what to really say in that moment. Like, you're waiting on your wife to come home from church, so she's a spiritual head, when the man is supposed to be the spiritual head of the household. So, like, he's Bible, like, baby. What is going on? What is going on around here? So I understand. Like, I wonder why that may be. I mean, I don't know if it's like an ego thing where, like, more men want to be more like front and center, like they want to be the pastors, or they're just not feeling church for whatever reason. I don't really know.
Well, but we've had that conversation, some other men and myself, about you know, what drives men away from church, what drives men to certain churches. Like, I know certain churches there is predominantly men. They dominate that church.
And I wonder.
And the pastor is first off, he's a man, right?
Alpha male.
Most men want to be around alpha
males,
right? They want to be around betas and people and men that is just cowtail down to anything that his wife say or someone says. You want somebody strong and dominant. Real men want to be around real men. Point blank, period.
I can agree to that.
And this same goes for church. When men see stuff out of order.
And real women.
And we're okay. Okay.
Real women like alpha males.
Is that our dear sister? Hey. Yep.
They don't want to be. Are you saying dictated to by other men or by women? Sister Sharon.
Hey, Sister Sharon. My wife knew best friend, close to now. I mean,
women like alpha males.
Yeah.
Well, I should say non-domineering women. And if you're a woman in church, you should technically be non-domineering, meaning you can submit to your husband. And when I say that, a lot of people will definitely get in their feelings about that. But look up the actual meaning behind that. Not like I'm a dog and I do every single thing that he says.
It's not like coming to America where it's, you know, what do you like?
By other men. Like. She said by other men. They don't want to be dictated to by other men.
And men and real men. Hey, how you doing? Lafayette's out here. Victorious Believers. Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Real men, right? We don't mind a man leading us if he's going to lead as a man, right? We have to see you make decisions, stick to your decisions, and we have to see you straighten stuff out when stuff is out of line. Right? We're not going to go, you know, around where you're pacifying this. Your wife is running the church. You barely say anything. You barely say correction. It's a circus going on. Like, we don't know if we're going to show up to church and it's a lion dropping through a hoop of fire because you are afraid to be a man. Yeah. So real men want to be around real men, and they want a real man to lead them, right? The ultimate man that leads us is Christ.
Yes.
And he was a real man. There was no question about
very straightforward.
You know, manhood.
Loving but straightforward.
Very straightforward. Very good point. He was just, look at Matthew 16 when, who do men say that I am? And Peter said, oh, you are the son of God, the son of God, the son of the living God. And this revelation comes over Peter. And then Peter tells Jesus, not suffer that to be so. And then Jesus tells Peter, point blank in his face, Satan, the Lord rebuke you. Get thee behind me, Satan. He's just told this man, flesh and blood not revealed this to you. And then in the same setting, he tells him, Satan, get thee behind me. So Jesus was loving, caring, compassionate, but he was very straightforward.
Yeah,
and real men
and put it correction.
Want to be around straightforward. Give it to me like it is, right? I don't pop it in me. If you expect, men that have been in the military, they know, if you got hurt doing something, they're like, hey, come on, should we wait to get the alcohol? No, take care of this right now. That's just how real men are. So that's why some men aren't in church as they should be. It's because pastors aren't, I don't want to say dominant, but pastors aren't living up to their role as a man first, then a pastor. That's what I'll say. Yeah. Who that is? That's my mama again. What did she say? What you say, mama? I don't have a problem submitting to my husband. No,
I know that's right, Mama Jones.
Papa Jones ain't gonna play that. He is definitely a real man. Yes, he is. Papa Jones definitely is.
Amen.
Kudos to my dad. Love him so much. Him, teaching me and inspiring me and watching him live and handle things and take care of things is a testament, to myself and how I handle things and take care of things at home. And so when you're watching people, dating is important because who are your examples? Who are your role models? While you're dating? Have you seen a married couple? How long have they been married? These are.
I would also say look in Proverbs for the woman and Psalms for the man on what the expectation is of how you should present yourself within a marriage or within dating that will lead to marriage.
Yeah. Yep. Yes, he did correct something. Yep.
Yes, that's so true, Sharon. They always try to say Jesus was
just soft.
Was soft and loving. No,
he was
to an extent.
He wasn't soft.
He loved you.
Meek and lowly. He wasn't soft.
Right.
He was meek and lowly, and he will set you straight in a heartbeat. Ask her. Just go ask some of them. Ask the woman at the well.
Right.
The man that you with now
nowadays they wouldn't even be able to take it. They can't even take the
slight correction.
The slight correction when people try to do it more slightly.
Yeah. So if Jesus was here pastoring our churches, I promise you, a lot of the stuff that we see now, we would not see because he would set it straight and really wouldn't care. And a lot of the pastors back in the day, they wouldn't want to spiral off on this, but they were very dominating, right? They were very. And nowadays, let me just say this. Let me stop that and say this first. From what I see in the dating pool when it comes to men, y'all women, I'm praying for y'all because these fellas soft as tissue, and I'm
pants tighter than mine.
Talking about Scott's tissue because Scott tissue is kind of hard. I'm talking about Sherman extra soft. Like there, you don't know if let me not get in trouble. Go ahead and talk because
they're effeminine.
Yeah, and
which is a sin actually.
With a big effeminate on there.
Like men are supposed to be masculine and I don't want to say domineering per se, but like
you can tell
you should be like a man. Like
when a real man comes into the presence of anything, you sense his spirit. He's about business.
And it could be that, many men have grown up with like more so women in their lives. True. So that could cause them to be a little bit more on the feminine side. But I will say that like me seeing men growing up, and it could be like my grandfather, he was in the army, but he was a man, or my dad or my stepdad, like they were like men. So when I see what I see today, I'm very perplexed.
Yeah, it's wild. Love is correct. Yep. Love is correcting.
The one you love. That's right.
That's right. That's so true. It's like roles have reversed.
Yes, come on, like women have become dominant, and alpha males,
soft and sitting there.
Yes.
Yeah. So this dating market is quite difficult from what I've seen. I'm not out there dating.
Yeah.
But from what I've watched, from watching Pop the Balloon and other dating shows on TV and just seeing men in general now.
Yeah.
This softness, this not wanting to get your hands dirty, not wanting to, change a flat tire. not wanting to even know how to change a flat tire. There's just some things, I don't care what y'all say, this 2024, I call AAA. What if your phone died, bro? You don't even know how to take out a jack and lift up a car. Like, you don't even know how to change a light bulb in an LED light. Like, I don't care. There should be some basic elementary things that come with manhood that men do. And if your man ain't doing that, send him back to school to be a man. Because this stuff, I've been in the house to fix stuff. I'm like, bro, you should at least know how to fix this. You're going to pay me $100 for this service call. You didn't know how to do this? Like, I was doing this when I was a teenager.
Yeah.
I got money. Yeah, bull. Ridiculous. No, you are a man, bro. There's some things your wife shouldn't have to call the handyman to do. You should try to look it up yourself and try to do because you are a man. This whole man concept is crazy now because maybe they're putting stuff in the water. Testosterone is, what is it? Estrogen, whatever what is
estrogen.
It called? It's, everything
it has to be in the water. But what I will say
too, I'm on a tangent a little bit. This is chemical imbalancement with men because I see it as a man, as a pastor, and it bothers me with this softness. Like, we gotta, this is who I am. No, man up. We need to put that terminology back into manhood. Man up, bro. And my boy, I teach them. She'll, come here now, get up, come to me. He fell down. Oh, no. Shake it up. Let's go. Mama's gonna be soft and loving. And people misunderstand fathers because even when we're doing that is still love. That's telling them, hey man, you are a man. You got to get up, bro. You got to, because there may not be somebody one day to pick you up. You got to pick yourself up.
Yeah.
Go ahead, baby. I'm off my tangent.
No, that's okay. I think you was good. You were right. I think the ladies are agreeing.
Yeah.
That's right.
Hey, yes. How you doing? This is Lafayette.
Hi. Thanks for tuning in.
Thank you so much for tuning in. I went on a tangent for a little bit. My bad. I'm so happy I'm married. I could not date in this
Me neither, Sharon. Me either.
Let the women talk. Some folks don't want to get their hands dirty. Not at all, man. You call yourself a man. You can't even change a tire. You don't even know what a dipstick is to check the oil.
I see women doing it now. They do
Lord
it
have
on
mercy.
social media now. So true.
Lord, this is bad, and it's getting worse and worse.
Yeah.
Out here, and the women
D'Angelo, I'll tell you too.
Sorry.
When I try to do like manly tasks, I like fail, and I'm like, D'Angelo, can you come do this?
She wanted to do it. I'm gonna tell this story. She went out and on Wayfair. It took me a while to build out.
I bought a like closet set, and I was sick of waiting on him. And I tried to put it together, and I failed terribly because I'm just not.
I said that poor screw is undergoing so many challenges right now, and she
and I also have like a whole pink set, so it's not like a real drill set. So it just, it doesn't do what his Milwaukee can do. Okay.
She got her little real pink, pretty, cute looking.
Yes.
1 amperage.
Some tasks I can do. Okay.
Drill. Some things you can do, like maybe hang a picture that's less than a pound. And she tried. I'll come in.
I could put some things together. I've done it.
It'll bother me when I was like when she was in there. I was trying to act like I didn't want to go in there and help her. But inside it was destroying me on the inside. And so when I heard her in there, like, oh my God, this is crazy. Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, that drill is not supposed to sound like that. And so I'll ease my way in there and help. Nevertheless, I mean, the girl got it done, with the help of her man. She got it done. Yeah. And so, it's a hard market out there because, women, I really from the bottom of my heart, I feel sorry for you because I don't see men pursuing women anymore, right? That's another conversation we can have. The pursuit has changed.
Yeah. And it could be cultural too.
Cultural.
I think so. I do. Because you see certain groups, like their men are very still domineering. African.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I was talking about the pursuit and the chase.
Yeah, but some men are still like that. If you look at African men, if you look at Middle Easterners, like Asian men, like those men are still very much so into family, into being domineering. I think sometimes what we're seeing is like a cultural thing. It's a cultural shift,
Lord,
especially
shift the culture
in
back.
our community. We are seeing though that more and more Black couples are starting to get married.
Oh yeah.
And that number is going up, which is great.
That's phenomenal. I still think, even though they're getting married and there is marriage going on, I still think
it's still a large number that needs some work. A large
number that needs work, that needs people.
Yeah.
They need, I think,
need programs.
Younger marriages need mentorship. They need somebody, many times people are out there by themselves, even dating. Mm-hmm. Right? The dating market, sometimes you're out there by yourself. You don't have anyone that you can really talk to, because most of your girlfriends and your
some of y'all
guy friends, they're going to tell you to go with what looks good, what smells good. And, well, of course, hygiene should always be number one, mm-hmm. right? If you smell somebody on a date and they musty and they stink, something wrong. Something wrong. Even when I didn't have, decent money, I still went and bought me some cheap cologne and put it on, took a shower, right? And if you outside with your significant other and y'all out and you get a swift or something, and you're like, you better check that. Hygiene is very important. It's top number one, right? But anyways, men have to, right, the pursuit to the woman. I think even in the animal kingdom, this is, God put this in a lion, right? Many times the lioness will entice, right, the lion to come on, but the women do it by how she look, how she present herself, and still lead the man on and say, hey. Nowadays, these men act like the doggone lioness.
Yeah, they think they're the prize.
And I'm sick of hearing that.
They're the treasure.
No, the woman is always the prize. Bye.
Thank you.
She said, come on now. And one it's like, nope, they over. Like, do you need to borrow some my Dove deodorant in the glove department? Never mind. Women, you all are still the prize. I don't care. I say this as a man. Ain't no man the prize. Point blank, period. And though we were here, God created us first, and we're the man, and we're X, Y, and Z. A man is nothing without a woman, and I would not want to be in the world without a woman. At all. Day one, I'm gone. If you tell me that there was one 800-pound woman on Mars, I'm going to Mars. She'd be a whole lot of woman to love. So women out there, don't let men tell you that they're the prize. They're not. We're not the prize, right? You all are the prize. Hence the wedding. The man is sitting there with a rented tux from Men's Warehouse and some patent leather shoes on, and nobody stands, nobody claps until she comes out there arrayed in her fine apparel. I'm going to a wedding Thursday, my sister's wedding. I would be very ticked off if my sister was waiting at the altar for him. Mm-hmm. But this culture, right? We're the prize. Then why aren't you coming out last?
Yeah.
Here comes the groom. It don't even sound right.
And stop letting, in the dating world, I'm seeing too, like, it's just like some, I feel like women are just like holding on to a guy because like you want somebody. Like, trust me, you'd rather be lonely. Instead of just holding on to a guy who's not doing what he should be doing.
That's very
and
good.
Then you've been dating him for years and he's still like, is trying to
ring,
figure it out.
No proposal. And we could talk about a whole bunch of stuff, right? Like engagement with no engagement. How you proposing to somebody with no date? If somebody tell me I want you to preach at, I'm here's Pastor D'Angelo, here's an engagement to preach at my church with no date on there. I'm gonna say, hey, when am I preaching here? Well, we don't know, but we want you to preach here. Okay, Christine, please take them off my calendar. Well, I can't put them on the calendar because they ain't got a date.
Right.
Take them out the email. So don't let these men, propose you to this fake proposal just to keep you
quiet
and on there, and he go to the kiosk at the mall and buy your ring to shut you up, and you tell your girlfriend he put a ring on it, girl. He put a ring on it, and like, okay, when is the wedding day? He didn't say. We're figuring that out. He want to make sure. Oh gosh, he wants to make sure his finances in order.
I'm done hearing that. I literally have seen people that I personally know. They've gotten married at courthouses, and their weddings, like the pictures, are stunning. I'm just gonna leave it at that. All they had to pay for was photos. They didn't have to pay
waiting
and whatever court fees or whatever
finances to get together.
You don't need a big wedding. If you want one and you can afford one, be my guest.
For the stars. But we had a nice ass wedding, and we said it afterwards if we could do it over again.
I would have did a destination wedding, and I wouldn't have had that many people. I would have had like 50.
Somewhere tropical. Nice, beautiful wedding. Candles, floating candles down the aisle, all that stuff. The DJ, the photographer, videographer. You know, beautiful day. You can go on YouTube and type in D'Angelo, the +, Brianna. And our wedding you will be able to find our wedding on there. But you know, this whole thing of, you know, he's still getting some things together, and we're getting his finances together, and he's not ready yet. Wait a minute. So you're willing to sleep with me?
You want me to cook for you?
You want me to cook for you?
You want me to come to you?
You want me to come to you? You want me to iron your clothes? You want me to support you? You want me to go to your events?
You want me to be your mama and your wife?
All this. And sorry. You can't marry me? Come on, bro.
What did your mom say?
Come on now.
Oh, wait. It's a few comments. Hold on. I don't know.
Auntie Ava. Hey, Auntie Ava.
That's right.
Find a wife. You find a good thing. Say amen, somebody.
Amen.
Amen. Hey, Auntie Ava. I love her so much.
Me too.
You sure don't need a big wedding.
That's right.
We eloped. Y'all sure did. It was me and one other person there, and I did the scripture at their wedding, and it was the best day of my life, and I can tell. And they're still happily married to this day.
Yes,
50 without years. All of the. And I just did a counseling session with a couple that's getting married in a couple weeks, and I told them, do not spend so much money preparing for the day that you don't prepare for the day after. Don't spend all that money. You know, have your wedding. Have your flowers, have your music, all that stuff. But what I see on a larger scale is so much put into the day and nothing put into the day after. Nothing is put into making sure we stay together, making sure our love is lasting, making sure, because when that makeup is gone and them lashes is on the table and his haircut and he look like Wolfman Jack and there's some problems there now. You may be able to look at those photos and say, wow, I look so good that day. But who did I marry?
Yeah. You should be on the same page too.
Yep. With
Christ, with finances, with how you want to raise your kids. Some people...
Of course it wasn't happening. I hope you're watching this right now with his arrogant self. I bet he didn't want to have it with his old bougie self. I love my man said.
But make sure you ask those questions too, like finances, goals,
aspirations.
How you want to raise your kids. Some people are into gentle parenting. Some people are like, no, my kid getting that booty tap.
I saw that on something the other day with the girl and the baby outside. The baby went something.
Is she threw the chair at her or something?
Do something that knocked her in the head. I dare not say.
You just want to know how you guys are going to raise your kids. What kind of home you want, where you want to live. Some people want to live out the country.
Some people want to live in a condo. Some people live in a townhome.
Some people want to live by coastal.
Yeah, so you better ask all those questions because you get mad when they're like you open up their laptop and they looking at places in Swahili.
Why you want to go there? I want to stay here close to my family. Now you're arguing about something that just didn't need to argue.
I didn't tell you that I wanted to live out the country. It's because you don't communicate. See, the dating phase is about communication. Talk as much as Pastor D'Angelo and more.
And if you cannot go back and forth without being like, I'm completely done and like just being done with somebody, I don't know, Lord help you. Because you're not going to have a perfect relationship. Just know that.
Oh, God. I done woke him up. I done woke this man up, Lord Jesus, Lord. Let him go back to sleep. Go back into your studio downstairs.
I think you had some other comments too.
Do I? Oh, wow, yeah, they're coming again.
Go up.
I think you missed one. Did I miss one? I'm sorry.
Wait, go. I don't know. I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh, Antoine.
Hey, Antoine.
What's
How are
up,
you?
my man? We were talking about you not too long ago with your song at the church, Every Praise is to our God.
Yeah.
We miss you dearly, my
we
brother.
We do. You got to come see us when you come back.
Please come see us. Church look totally different. I'm sure you're watching us online as well. But love you, my brother. And I think he's in Florida. One of our favorite places.
Yeah, to go.
Absolutely
Yeah. We go every year.
Praise the Lord. Go on back to bed, man. It's my mama. She said she wanted a condo. Well, I could have told you that dad wanted a house up front in the beginning. But this is stuff that you find out in the dating phase. You find out what you want, right? The dating phase is about talking, communicating. You know, okay, you look pretty, you look good. Mm-hmm. We're past that now. Now, okay, what is your credit score? You know, what do you have going on? What past stuff you got going on? Do you have a loan shark? Like, do you got somebody looking for you? Are you wanted by the feds? Like,
right.
You know, are there any warrants out for you?
Can you compromise?
Can you compromise?
Can you cooperate?
Do you know how to cook? do you what do you like to do around the house? Do you like to do laundry?
Do you know how to clean?
Do you know how to clean?
Do you know how to clean behind the toilet?
Do you know how to clean yourself? Go, you can go on people's houses. You can look right behind their toilet and see just how clean their house is. But we dare not talk about that. But dating phase is about conversating. It's about talking. That's why you go out on dates. Now it's just sit there and say, wow, she is so pretty. Boy, you better open your mouth and talk. Mm-hmm. Okay, so how are you when you get upset?
Right. Are you throwing knives? Like, what are you doing?
Have you ever considered...
Do you need time to yourself? Right.
How do you communicate in that aspect? Because
I get quiet. I'm a quiet person.
Yeah, she gets quiet. And everybody probably have seen this show and see me at church know that I am a talker. Right? Whatever. I am a chatterbox. I like to talk because I like to get things out.
And I'll be like, would you be quiet?
As my chief of staff say, I talk a lot because I know a lot. People that talk a lot know a lot. Thank you, chief of staff. My chief of staff says that all the time to me. So God bless you, chief, if you're watching this. So anyway, if you ever will watch this, when you're upset, that needs to be disclosed. Do you need time to yourself? And if the other person is a talker, such as myself, you cannot starve them. And the other person, you cannot overfeed them.
Yeah, so you should set like a date and time.
In mind, it can't be unrealistic. Like I'll talk to you next Christmas. Like it has to be
within 48 hours.
No, it has to be. Come on now. You tripping? It has to be within that day. For me. Let not the sun go down on your wrath.
Let me cool it.
You can cool it, right?
In quiet.
Get you some
in peace.
Kool-Aid, and you can cool it. Say amen, somebody. Come on down. Yes, sir. I promise you we'll be down there again. My wife better clean. Okay?
Oh my gosh, Cedric. I know Cedric is a clean freak around there.
We don't woke him up. Talk to each other and not at each other.
That's
Very
right.
Good. Very good point. Even in the dating phase, because when you're dating, you want to see that person upset. I'm just gonna say it. So just waiting until you get married. Because if there is no couple that I know and have not known that has not had an argument, a disagreement, right? If someone tells you in the past,
we perfect. Our household always we've been married, good.
We ain't had not one argument. Somebody either, my granddad says this all the time, somebody either lying or settling. It's only two. You 40 years, y'all had not one disagreement, not one argument, not one altercation, not one. Somebody lying. Well, somebody just like, I don't care. I don't care what the dude do. And people like that, you better check them too, because it could be another Mr. Wilson somewhere.
Right. Becky somewhere.
Becky. You thought of Becky.
Or Beth or Rose. Yeah. Or Patricia or whoever.
Somebody. So if a person ain't caring, so dating phase is very, it's critical to your future, because who you decide to marry, right, is supposed to be a lifetime commitment. Yeah. And you got to make sure you know this person outside of the superficial stuff, outside of the shell, outside of, she has a pretty laugh. Okay, who is she?
Or she's cute.
She's bomb. Okay, what else? She likes to eat fried chicken. That's all you know?
She could be cute and need to get the hell out of her.
Right. And you know, sometimes, you know,
or he could be too.
How do you get the hell out of your wife?
Shut up.
What is his name again?
Jesse.
Jesse. You know, how do you do that? When hell enters her, how do you cast it out? You use oil? Do you use the Bible? Pop upside the head? How do you... There's things you have... There's questions you have to ask and to be able to answer while you're dating. And it all starts... I'm going to say this. It all starts with the man. Everywhere throughout Scripture, in Genesis, in the beginning, right? Everything, if you want to know the origin of something, you go back to the beginning of something, right? Mm-hmm. In Genesis, when they messed up and they sinned, God did not say, Eve, where you at? He said, Adam, where art thou? Which means first order of responsibility is to that man.
That's fair. That's right. Can't argue with the Bible. Can't argue with...
He covers his household.
The truth.
So... The first order of business, if something is failing and shaky, is that man. Point blank. You should have known better, or you should be able to lead, you know, with love and care, as Christ, you know, leads the church. But you can't get to that point yet because you still ain't even married. You dating. So there's boundaries even when dating, right? And nobody gonna be acting like a wife to you, bro, while you playing your Xbox.
Get up off of it.
For hours.
Okay. Yeah.
In between jobs.
And no, we used to game.
And this stuff, oh, I'm sorry to cut you off. This whole I'm self-employed entrepreneur.
Let me see your tax returns. Could y'all be...
That pop the balloon has really made me look at people differently. Everybody and their mama, entrepreneur, right? Or, you know, I do, you know, I work as a server full time, but I do stocks. And I have invested in real estate. And you busting tables?
That's possible.
Okay. Okay. Everybody on there. It
is possible.
With God, all things are possible, right? But everybody on there is self-employed. Where's your tax returns? What's your profit loss statement? Because if you own a business, if I ask you about that and you tell me what is the profit loss statement, okay. Don't sound like you self-employed. Sound like you ain't got no job, Tommy.
How many workers do you have?
How many workers do you have?
That's a good question. But some of it is fair. Like if you own a fleet of cars. Some of it
is very much fair.
You own a fleet of cars.
My sister's soon-to-be husband, you know, he works from home because they have a fleet of cars and they're doing pretty well with that. So now if you're doing that, that's one thing, but to just go in there, you know, I'm self-employed and you really,
or you own a trucking business, or you own real estate.
I think my mama found our wedding video. Thanks, Ma. Because of titles and positions. That's so true. That is so true.
Marrying for money.
Yeah, money, and for just to say I'm married and you know you're miserable, right? Nobody wants to be married and miserable. You know those M&Ms should. And
I understand women wanting security. It's just a natural woman's reaction,
of course.
But don't just make that like the only reason why you're marrying this person,
right? And men out there, again, I'm on men tonight. For some
men are visual,
you know, very much so, right? So my wife and I almost walked into a glass door. Right? My eyes worked. They still work.
I was much younger then.
7 years ago, bro. Still looking as good as day one. And in my eyes. So men are very visual, right?
Yeah.
And women want security. And there's nothing wrong with that. So men out there, stop asking the woman what you bringing to the table. If I was a woman, I would have popped your balloon. I'm bringing me to the table. What do you mean? What am I bringing to the table? Me. Now, you know, men are, you know, expecting women to pay. They're expecting women to do all this stuff. And if you have a relationship and you can't afford, right, to cover everything, to cover every expense, because let's be honest, right? Let's be fair. The cost of living in this world is astronomical right now.
Yeah.
Right. So what granddaddy was able to do back in the day is different than what granddaddy is able to do now, right? Because the cost of living is
right.
It's high.
And if you want to be like granddaddy, meaning if you bring in 75,000, just giving a random number, 75,000 a year, and you want to be a stay-at-home mom, and your husband brings that in, then you have to live within the means of that. Like y'all, you can't be like, online looking I want Gucci, purses. Right? That that doesn't make sense. So we got to do stuff that makes sense too.
$75,000. Your happy medium is luxury Michael Kors.
And that's on like a birthday.
And don't be, sending maybe this man Ferragamo purses and Chanel purses and Tiffany stuff. Like, let's be realistic.
If he may be able to get that in like, not
save up for
Chanel and stuff.
And
right, but like Tiffany's, he may be able to find in like a pawn shop for you.
Yeah, pawn shop. And I don't care what nobody say. I'm a pawn king. Ask my wife. She'll call me any moment. Where you at, baby? At the pawn shop. Ain't no shame in my game. I promise you, it's not. When you going out there and you bought it from Neiman Marcus and you wear it one time, and as soon as you take that thing off, go back there and ask them, can you get your full money back? Get out of here.
Yeah.
So you gotta live. We gotta live within
your means.
Exactly.
Live right.
And they don't
live smart.
Even sleep in the same. They show though, but they be bragging.
That's horrible.
They be bragging. We've been married for 38 years, and for 28 of those years, you've been sleeping in doggone solitary confinement.
They trying to reverence the Lord.
My wife doesn't respect. No,
the wife doesn't respect. The wife doesn't.
Coffee. I don't have my glasses on. The wife doesn't respect the husband. Nope. Will dishonor her husband. The one thing you can do to a man, ladies out there, some of y'all gonna log back on and watch this again. The number one thing you can do to a man to ruffle his feathers is disrespect him in public. Yeah. The smallest of men will turn into the Incredible Hulk. Dishonor him in public. Make him look bad in public. Thank you for that. Thank you for what do you bring to the table? Comment. Yes, ma'am. She don't have a social media.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that bothers me. Right, ask a woman what you bring to the table.
Yeah, I see it.
I'm the woman, right? You're supposed to take care of me. Now it's different. If you're, What'd you say?
I see the scene, like your grandma would say.
That's different if you all are talking and he finds out later on that you married and you got a degree and etc. And like God rest his soul, Kevin Samuel said, don't no man care about how many degrees you have. Don't no real man care about, I'm gonna have a doctorate in this and I have bachelor's in this. Okay, what's it gonna do for me? Right. So when women are approaching me, and your approach should be totally different. Now you hearing that to a man, okay, when you thinking the doctor's degrees and bachelor's, like, okay, so he must got some money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
All right. I mean, to a man, that's
I
great.
Be a stay-at-home mama.
That's wonderful. But a lot of them ends up being a stay-at-home mama with their degrees, with their doctrine. Now they're doctrine on the kitchen cabinet table.
Shout out to Nara Smith.
Oh, I'm about to say, who is she watching right now?
No.
I don't know who she is, but my wife said shout out to you, so shout out to you.
I like her content.
You don't have to, right, bend in that way. The man has to know, you have to know within a shadow of a doubt, that you are secure. And women out there, I'm going to be honest with you, we're going to just deal with singles tonight. There's nothing wrong with asking that man how much he makes. Not the first date, not the second date.
But eventually
that conversation does need to be had. And if he's not at where you think he's going to be at, right? Because when I was dating my wife and I married, I was not at the.
But he had the characteristics of what he will be. He's not even where he is going to be. So I'm gonna leave it at that. But he does very well for himself now. And I stayed home for a year.
Yeah.
And I got bored. So that's
just she's like her auntie. My aunt Vita, I love her so much.
So I had to go back to
now she's had to be a doctor, an ER doctor. She wants to do something else.
Yeah.
And it must be amazing to be that brilliant, right? To master being an ER doctor and now decided, I don't want to do that anymore. You don't want to do that anymore.
Me and her,
the same way. Same way she was working a very good job, right? And she was working a very good, high earning job, you know, in the loop. Mm-hmm. You know, flexibility, all kind of stuff she had, right? She was invested with the company, all kind of stuff. And then random one day, I'm putting in my notice.
They were stressing me out, child.
Yo, notice? So we gonna talk about this?
Have me doing a million things.
Yeah. Once you start losing your hair, and she was going through it was a lot, right? It was sad to see. And it was like, it's time to ride. It's time to ride. Ain't nothing worth your sanity at the end of the day. Not even a job, not even a high earning job. So dating, right? That person may not be at where they're going to be, but you have to see a woman. I believe, you correct me if I'm wrong, Brianna, can see, you know, if that man is inspiring to do something. You can tell if that man has goals.
Some women.
That's why I said that. That's why I asked you.
Not all women think alike. Okay. I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna say that. Y'all have to season my words with grace. Some women. Some women.
Yes, you are, Ma. I know my dad will concur.
They put that on someone that's just not going to do what they think they're gonna do because they're trying to because they like this person. Mm-hmm. But you actually have to understand based on their work ethic that they currently have, not what you think that they're going to do.
Very true. So you have to see something in the beginning in that person to know that they're going to move, right? Because things change, people change. Example,
it's like their work ethic.
You know, our situation. When I met my wife, I was not making six figures a year. I was halfway there, something like that.
I don't remember. I was not making that much money. I was making $20 an hour.
Yeah, I think and
that's why I had to get out of there.
When we were dating,
I was like, "That is not gonna work."
And Mac, I don't remember exactly. It was years ago, but I wasn't making six figures. I wasn't close to that, you know. But now I'm in a different bracket. And then I'm not even going to disclose certain things. Different bracket, and God is not through with us yet. And so we're growing.
We just have to remain faithful
together. Remain faithful to each other. We remain faithful to God.
That's right.
He will remain faithful
to us.
To us.
And to you if you exercise the same principle.
That's right. So that person may not be, ladies, that man may not be at where you envisioning him to be at right now. But there has to be something, a drive for him, mm-hmm. It has to be a drive in him. If he's doing something right now and you can see potential, don't be so quick to run away.
Right.
Because you're looking for somebody
that are 7-8 figure earners.
The man said it that he's gone now. I call him Mr. Red Bull. He said it. The pool for 6-figure earners and up
is slim.
It's very slim. And you're competing on the market with women, right? They look like they live in doggone Planet Fitness.
Or Equinox. Let's say that.
Equinox.
Because you are competing with those women.
You're competing with, and you're like, I see you.
And
how
high
much
earners,
you make? You'll make 6 figures?
Yeah.
And society is so jacked up now.
And many of the high earners are married.
Yep.
Many of them are married, and many of them have been married to women that were there before they became high earners.
That's right.
And I think they many times appreciate them more. And and I've seen mega multi-millionaires who talk about their family life and mm-hmm. Christ and things like that, and they love their wives, and their wives may not look like Miss Barbie doll, but they've known them before they got to that point, and they've been a support to them. And so they're not going to let that go.
Miss Barbie dolls are getting a Miss Ring.
Right. Not a lot, no matter what social media shows you.
You look great going to the...
It's all smoke and mirrors.
Banquet.
Most of it's smoke and mirrors.
Gala, into the affairs. But not enough for him to take you on vacation and shut you up. Buy your AP watch. Buy your bag. Buy you some new teeth.
As long as you're building money to get your own, because
with no ring.
If you're not married, and if he passes away or something, please don't do that to yourself. Don't be a long-time girlfriend. Don't settle for that.
Don't do that.
You are the prize.
Linda. No, Linda. Don't do that. I dated.
Don't
Brianna,
be a long-time girlfriend. Don't do it.
Saw her We dated in April. Proposed to her May 12th of the same year. Married in August. 7 years in.
We were a little nuts.
Hey, call it what you want to call it.
We were a little nuts. You ain't gotta be as nuts. You ain't gotta be as nuts as us.
You ain't gotta be as nuts as us, but you ain't
some people it may take them like a year.
Okay, may, yeah.
Because it may be some kinks they need to work out.
Yeah, that's true. But hey, I'm gonna tell you this: you don't go out there.
I give you 2 years tops,
and that's if you don't even know each other. You
like you going through.
You met him at Whole Foods, and you ain't seen him from Adam's house cat. But if y'all been knowing each other and you know of each other and stuff like that, y'all, because I met her in 2016, so I knew of her already.
And if you only see him on like the weekend, and y'all live in the same state or city, red flag.
Yeah, because me want to be around. Me want to be around. Me want to be around their girl, woman, however old you are. Right, I wasn't. I asked Brianna.
He was clingy like Noah.
Tell her, Brianna.
Clingy like Noah.
Hey, yeah, whatever.
Like father, like son.
That's
and
right.
Noah looks just like him. The identical. It's like I birthed D'Angelo. Yeah. Not like, Mama Jones, you birthed him, but I feel like I birthed Noah that looks exactly like him, which is crazy.
Yeah, clingy. Loves his mama. D'Angelo loves his mama.
And his daddy. He loves his daddy too.
Noah?
They both do.
Well, I imagine.
I hope so.
Right? I think that. I pray they do. Take good care of them. Buy them stuff.
That's
Here's a whole nother topic for.
That's a whole other topic. I need to take them somewhere that just shows them a different life. That's all.
Yeah. God
humble them a little bit.
Yeah, they need a humbling moment because they're off the chain with some of their unrealistic expectations.
Can you take me to the Apple store and buy me a laptop,
MacBook,
at 5 or 6 years old? Are you crazy?
Yeah, you may see that Apple logo, but I can get you one. I mean, they have Apple stickers. I could buy a regular laptop and put an Apple sticker on there. It wouldn't know the difference. But yeah, so dating, ask questions. Let's recap. So these people can go on and finish doing what they were doing.
Yeah, I'm sorry, y'all.
Enjoying us, then we'll stay on a little bit longer. But recap.
And let us know if you want us to talk about a specific topic.
Yeah, because today we're dealing with singleness, and then we'll go into the engagement next week, and then into the marriage. We got that. But text us, Facebook us, email us if you're past a certain age and you don't know how to use social media. I'll tell it 2024 at Gmail. I'll tell it 2024 at gmail.com. Let us know topics of discussion, things you want us to talk about. Send stories in, some wild stuff, and
we can comment on it.
Have no problem doing that. Send a clip, an article, or something that you've seen. You want our thoughts and feedback on it. We would love to give it to you. Okay. So
if you want us to touch on something outside of marriage, whether it be like just general life stuff, politics, whatever.
Hit us up.
I'm sure many people won't like our politics.
Probably not.
Not from what I'm seeing on social media. Not from what I'm seeing from some of these people. I'm very disappointed, but I shouldn't be.
I'm not living to please people because, as my grandmother would say, people ain't got a heaven or hell to put you in.
God does, yeah.
So yeah. So being single, it's a market out there. Women, be careful. Men, be careful. Ask questions. Find some stuff out in the beginning. And don't ignore the red flags. That's my comments on it.
Stay knowing the truth. When I say the truth, read your word. You'll understand exactly the person you should strive to be. I don't really agree with the striving to be somebody else because I feel like the Bible tells us who we should strive to be.
Yeah.
So that will be my advice to men and women, because I feel like sometimes it gets very one-sided where it's very woman focused. Like the woman should be like this, but also the Bible talks about how the man should be and what the man should do. and it talks about how the women should be and what the women should do.
Bible is very clear on things. You just got to read it and accept what you're reading and stop putting in stuff that's not there.
For women, Proverbs 31. For men, it is Psalms, and I cannot think of the chapter because I'm not a man. It's about like how men. It's like the opposite. Like for women, it's like
this is the man who
probably
not in the seat of the scornful. I'm sorry.
It's
just not there.
I can't think of the chapters you should go to, but it is in Psalms.
Psalms 1, if I'm not mistaken.
It talks about like how a man should be for sure, and there's some other verse
is in the law of the Lord. In
Corinthians too.
Day and night, should be planted like a tree, planted by the rivers of water. Yeah,
Corinthians speaks about that too.
Here it's coming back to me now. Look at how that works.
Yeah, in Corinthians
it comes back.
It talks about men and marriage and women. So
that's right. 1 Corinthians 7.
So, hey, it's in there.
Gotta know that word.
That's your gauge.
That's your book.
If you live like that, or if you at least try to live like that,
marriage,
and you have a partner that tries to live like that,
it'll be lasting.
You won't have many issues.
Have some, but you'll be able to get over it. You'll get comfortable.
May feel like a lot of pressure, but just ask God to give you strength.
Give you strength to
mold you in the way,
shape you in the way. You trying to sing a song?
No.
He'll give you strength. I don't think y'all
want to hear me sing.
He'll help your marriage out. He'll help you out to live a lasting life together in Christ Jesus. So if you're out there dating, date by living in Christ Jesus. Everything you do, Christ is number one. Christ is first and foremost. Ladies, and my first and only close of tonight, don't drag a man into church and make him want to be in church.
He has to want it.
He should already be in church when you find him. That's my take on it.
Yeah. Or he should want it. He should want to be more involved. Sometimes, people need a little push. I was one of those people. I need a little push. So I can't just completely throw people away. But if they're willing to make that push, then you're good.
Okay. Okay. If she said that, then
I'm a sweetie. Sometimes.
We'll have to see where we're at, and then we just have to go from there. Well, y'all have to see where y'all at, and then y'all have to go from there. We already know where we're at. We're at home. Then we're gonna go from there. So, good night, you all.
Hasta luego.
Thank you for tuning in to I'll Tell It with Pastor Dee and Lady Bri. Hope you have a phenomenal rest of your week. Be blessed. Stay encouraged. Join us church Sunday, 13700 South Ridgeway,
12 p.m.
Robbins, Illinois, 12 p.m. Central Time. If you can't, for some reason, tune in, you can tune in to us virtually on YouTube and Vimeo.
Yes, Facebook,
and our church
website.
All credits.
We've been having a party for the Lord. Just know that we've been
party for the Lord.
Yes, we've been
just out the hood,
we just been having a ball with God. Just know that. Just know that is who is centered at our church.
Take her out the south side. Take the south side out the girl.
South side? No.
Praying for her. All right, y'all. Good night. As I always say, my wonderful best friend makes fun of me for saying this, but he knows the statement is true. There's nothing you cannot do if you have Christ living inside of you. Be blessed and go tell somebody.